Welcome in. We got another edition of Hooters Football Friday here with Mile High Sports. This time, first time of the year, we had to wait all the way until week 4 for Marisa to be here. Marisa, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Good to have you here. So we got a lot to be able to talk about, including the fact that the Broncos did it again.
I'm so disappointed.
They broke our hearts.
Again.
They did it again. And it was a weird weekend, by the way, week 3 in the NFL. There were so many teams that won on last-second plays or blocked kicks that it just felt like it was inevitable that was going to wind up happening to the Broncos against the Chargers. The Chargers are now 3-0. They are by themselves.
I was going to say, they're at the top of the division now.
At all 3 wins against the division. They beat the Chiefs, they beat the Raiders, and now they beat the Broncos. So Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, and company are in control in the AFC West. Here's the good news, and we'll talk about the Broncos here in a minute, but the game on Monday, I should say. The good news is, if you look at like the next 3 or 4 games, the Broncos should win probably at least 3 of them.
Well, especially against the Bengals because their quarterback, the backup quarterback, didn't do so well. It was not a good game. I think it was against Minnesota last week or so, and it was a blowout. So, I mean, for me, I would always want our team, the Broncos, to win against the best players. But if we're going to have to take a win against our not-so-best players,
I'm okay with that.
A win is a win. I'm going to take it at this point because I'm tired of the disappointment.
Yeah, I'm with you because I think that, like, right now, I think this team just needs some confidence. Like, just get a win.
Especially Bo Nix because he's so young. He's a sophomore now. Is really how I see it.
The other thing I think that is promising is you talked about how the Bengals lost last week to Minnesota. Well, Minnesota scored 2 touchdowns on defense, right? I mean, you wind up with an interception, you wind up with a fumble, you wind up with those kinds of things. I think that not only could Bo Nix use a game like that, I think our defense could too. This is a really good defense that has not played to, their own standards the last couple of weeks. I don't think they have.
They really held it down.
They held it down in week 1.
And I think they held it down last week too. I mean, you don't think so?
I think they did okay. I think they can do better. Maybe I'm selfish because I'm a Broncos fan.
I know, I agree too. But I think maybe I'm also just giving them a lot more credit because because I think the defense did hold it down this last game because I think it could have been worse.
Against Justin Herbert, you're exactly right. I mean, he's a great quarterback. Jim Harbaugh's a good coach, and obviously it's in division, like we were just talking about. So when you're dealing with something like that where it's in division, everybody's always going to step their game up. I thought the defense. I'll give you some credit here. I
was like, they did
no, they did okay. They did okay. I think they can do better. And the thing is, when you're going up against a guy like Jake Browning, who is the backup quarterback for Cincinnati, and it's not Joe Burrow, and Cincinnati was already having some problems even before Joe Burrow got hurt. If you're going up against a backup quarterback like that, you got to get some pressure. You got to get some sacks. Maybe Pat Surtain gets an interception, something like that. You need something big to happen. And I think the fans at Mile High on Monday night are going to be looking for something like that to just get rowdy and have fun because you're on prime time. This is when you can have fun. Everybody on television can hear you yelling, incomplete. Like everybody can hear it.
I agree. I completely agree.
This is your chance to be able to do it. Especially like I know the Chargers are where they're at, but like the Chiefs have kind of,
which I'm happy about. I am a hater. So when I saw that they lost, I'm like, okay, awesome. And I'm like, wait, so now what does this mean for our team? And then with all the penalties, we had that fourth quarter collapse. I'm like, well,
I like this. I'm good. Okay. Yeah. She's bringing me around here. She's making me feel a little bit better. Come on,
we can do this. Give them some confidence.
And they get an extra day of rest because they don't have to play Sunday. They get to play on Monday. Remember, it is a Monday night doubleheader, by the way. On Monday, the Broncos and the Bengals will play just after 6:00 is when that one will kick off. So before we get to look, this is our Hooters Football Friday. We always make our picks. Marisa will be making the picks with us, and we'll tell you how you can make your picks and be able to win a weekly Hooters prize pack as well as a chance to win wings for a year, as well as one of our prizes. But let's talk about outside of game day and outside of picks. We have made sure to promote this every week on Hooters Football Friday, and that is Hootie's Pick 3 special.
Yes.
originally, I think there were some people that thought, oh, okay, that's good on football game days, or that's good on maybe on Saturday for college football, for Sunday for the NFL, but it's not. It is good 7 days a week. Tell everybody about the special.
11 to 10, whenever we're open. So it's Hootie's Pick 3. So you get, it's up to 2 people. You get 1 appetizer, 2 soft drinks, 2 entrees, and then you can upgrade to some alcoholic beverages, but either way, I think it's a super good deal. A good date night, take your mom, take your dad. I think it's a really good deal.
It's also a good like a happy hour or after work deal if you just want to grab some friends, because it does start at just $11.40. And again, 7 days a week. It is not only when football is on.
Absolutely.
It is actually available for you throughout the week. And then the other one that we always talk about on Mile High Sports Today, myself and Sean Drotar, is of course Wing Wednesdays, $16.59. All you can eat, and you can mix and match, right? Like I tell everybody, you don't get pigeonholed. You don't sit there and
choose
go.
Any sauces.
You go any sauce, any dry rub, and you can be like, I want boneless, and then I want traditional, and I just want to keep switching back and forth. And then basically they show up with like a wheelbarrow and they take you out to your car.
Exactly.
Because you are stuffed.
I have done that once.
Have you?
No, well, the most I saw someone eat was about.
Was it Danny? Was it our
He
producer?
was second place.
Okay.
The most I ever saw someone eat.
Okay.
But
but
it was 60 wings.
Oh.
Yeah, he was 18, a linebacker, doubleheader football game, and him and his family were there for a couple hours.
60?
Yeah, they had a pile. They were counting them as they go. So if you can beat that, I would love to see it.
Yes, absolutely. Plus, I remind everybody, go to HootersColorado.com, because on the website, all the special events, all of the daily specials, all of the watch parties for things, all of that gets posted up at Hooters Colorado. And we will talk more about this next week. But breast cancer fundraising taking place coming up in the month of October at Hooters Colorado. So we will talk about that on next week's program as well. But again, all the details are available for you at HootersColorado.com. All right, we need to make our picks. You can make your picks, and you do that by going to either Hooters Colorado or to Mile High Sports on Instagram. And every single week, we post up a link for you where you go online, you enter in your picks, and you're eligible if you are correct. And we have a tiebreaker question on there as well. If you get the most correct and or win the tiebreaker, you win our weekly prize pack, courtesy of Hooters Colorado, and you get entered for the end of year prize, which is wings for a year. Free wings for a year. Can I emphasize the word free wings for a year? So we're going to get to picks, but first I got to show this off.
Oh, yes.
Marisa is in the Hooters 2026 calendar. This is the second year in a row that she has been featured in the calendar. So that is the shot of Marisa that you will get inside the calendar itself. But I got to laugh because we all know that Colorado is starting to do its funny weather thing.
Yes.
Where it's like 45 degrees in the morning. And then like by the time you get to happy hour, you're like, it's so hot.
It's literally like 75 degrees.
So this might come in handy.
Let's see.
Let's see if we can hold this up. I think this is hilarious. Like if you're feeling a little chilly in the morning, maybe we need to get you one of these. She brings us a poster and then goes, oh, by the way, I've got a blanket.
I got something even better.
So
keeps you warm, keeps you happy.
Are you doing a contest to give this away? Or is this just like...
I mean, you know what? We could get that started, you know?
I'm just saying.
We can add it to the prize pack.
This will work. Danny's already put his name in for this because Danny got here to produce the show and he was like, man, it's cold outside. And I was like, yeah, but then by the afternoon, it's going to be 80 and we're going to be driving ourselves nuts with how warm it is. So you start with this. You could start with this in the morning. You could end with it. All right, we may have to talk to
I mean, it's kind of light. It's not like too heavy.
It's
you
not
can still
super,
put it over your legs.
It's not, we're not camping at 10,000 feet with that blanket. Okay. I mean, you need something a little bit warmer than that, but that will keep you nice and comfortable on these odd fall days. All right. You ready for some picks?
Yes, let's do it.
You can decide to follow along with Marisa on her picks, or you can make your own. Again, we do 4 picks, and we have a tiebreaker question. That is what is posted every single week on our Instagram account. So we start, as always, with the Broncos and their opponent. So the Broncos and the Bengals. Don't worry about the spread or anything like that. All you got to do is pick the winners on our contest. So who's winning, Broncos or Bengals?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Okay.
Like I mentioned, they have their backup quarterback coming in. Didn't do so hot last week. So I'm going to go with the Broncos, and they better not disappoint me because this should not be another week where it's a close game and we still lose.
Yes, we should not wind up losing. We shouldn't lose this one as well. Against a backup quarterback, the Broncos better win this by at least a touchdown, if not 10 points. All right. So yes, I'm right there with Marisa on that one. Now, the over-under in this game is 44.5 in terms of the total points scored by both teams put together. I will go first. I think it might be under.
Okay.
And that is because I think the Broncos can keep the Bengals suppressed with a very good defense, but over or under 44.5 points.
No, I kind of agree with you. I think it's going to be under as well. I think that they're going to be able to hold them down, especially since we have a good defense.
Yes, we do.
I know you hold them to maybe a higher standard than I do, but I think with our defense, it will still be under.
Okay. Now, just blame me.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, hey, everybody get mad at me.
Nate's over here with way too many expectations. The bar is way too high. No, I do have the bar set high because I think this team is very good. All right, 2 other games this weekend. There's some fun, by the way. If you decide to not sleep in on Sunday morning, which, I mean, if you love football, you got to get up and do this. But, man, it's early. God, it's 7:30 in the morning. But Minnesota, the Vikings, who just beat the Bengals, as we were talking about, the Vikings and the Steelers are playing in Dublin. It's the first of the Europe games. Obviously, there was an international game in Brazil, so it's the second international game of the year. But if you want to get up early, that one kicks off at 7:30 Mountain Time. We've also got Sunday Night Football with Green Bay and Dallas. That's a good one. And the Colts, who have surprised people, are in Los Angeles to take on the Rams. But 2 other games we're going to pick. Let's talk about the Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What say you, Philadelphia or Tampa?
You know, I'm going to have to say the Eagles.
Okay.
They did obviously super well last year. They're doing really well this year. So I'm going to say the Eagles.
I'm in agreement with you on that one. I don't know. This Eagles team is scary good.
They are doing so
They
good.
really, and their fans are nuts. So sometimes,
I have some family members and they're a little crazy, but we love them still.
Eagles fans are kind of on par with the crazy that Raiders fans are. I gotta be honest with you. And then the Chiefs play another big game this weekend. It feels like everything they have played so far this season has been against a big opponent. Yeah. This one is against the Baltimore Ravens. It is at Arrowhead in Kansas City. Baltimore's favored, by the way. Are you taking Baltimore and Lamar Jackson, or are you taking Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes?
You know, I kind of want to choose the Chiefs because I do feel like they're going to do well this game. But just because I'm a hater and I don't like them, I'm not going to give them that credit. I'm going to go for Baltimore.
All right. I'm going to do the same thing. I think the Chiefs, I'm be honest, the Chiefs are good. And I've said this each week on Football Friday. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, you're always going to be dangerous. One of the best coaches in the history of the NFL, and certainly one of the best quarterbacks that we've seen in the last 15, 20 years. But at the same time, I just think this Baltimore team can find a way to try to exploit some of the things with Kansas City. I think it's going to be a close game. It might come down to another field goal type of thing on one side or the other, but I'm going to lean just a little bit into Baltimore on this one because I do think they are a better team. When you log on to our Instagram account, again, at Mile High Sports or at Hooters Colorado, you will see the contest for this week, the tiebreaker question that you can fill in when you get on there. You're going to be predicting how many yards rushing J.K. Dobbins will have this weekend. So that'll be the tiebreaker question. The closer you get, just in case there is a tie with the picks, that's what's going to get you that weekly prize and is also going to give you a chance to win wings for a year, courtesy of Hooters Colorado. Remember the website, HootersColorado.com. All the events, all the locations, all the specials, everything is there for you on the site. And remember, stop by and see Marisa as well, 2026 calendar girl from Aurora. And we look forward to being back with you again next Friday for Hooters Football Friday. My name is Nate Lundy. For Danny Bailey, who is our executive producer, we will see you next week.